I'm 50 years old and I've never rode a bus in my life, and now I'm having to get up and get on a bus in the cold. I'm missing doctor's appointments. I'm missing work. It's hard.
In Detroit, police officers are taking the cars of individuals and then ransoming those cars back to them for a minimum of $900, even if someone has done nothing wrong. The program's clearly unconstitutional, which is why we're challenging it in court. And we're here today to meet with a couple of our plaintiffs to talk about the impact the program's had on their lives. So I'm going to go visit with our client, Melissa Ingram. Melissa's car was seized a number of months ago after she lent it to her boyfriend, and then he was pulled over in an area known for prostitution. Now, her boyfriend was never charged with the crime, but that doesn't matter because obviously Melissa had nothing to do with it, but Michigan state law doesn't allow an innocent third-party owner to get their property back. You've never been charged with a crime?
Never been charged with a crime.
People are almost never charged with crimes, right?
That's right. No, this program, in fact, seems to focus on taking cars from people without pursuing any related criminal charges.
I mean, it seems like everyone who goes there just gets stiff-armed. They have a window and you go talk to a person, the person never has answers, the people we've talked with. I mean, is that your experience in talking with people?
Absolutely. I've not found anyone yet who's had a good experience dealing with the vehicle seizure unit. I've been describing it as a kind of adversarial DMV.
I mean, is that kind of what your experience has been? I mean,
Pretty much. They're rude, they're nasty. All I asked was for answers, just help to try and get my car back.
so in a lot of ways, Detroit's on a rebound. The city emerged from the economic recession, went through a bankruptcy, and now the city has a lot to be proud of. One of the things that's still broken is its criminal justice system, and the city's civil asset forfeiture program is at the forefront of that problem.
The neighborhoods of Detroit and Wayne County don't have to put up with this. If you're dumb enough to solicit a prostitute in Wayne County, don't be surprised if you lose your car. Operation Save Our Neighborhoods, led by Wayne County Prosecutor John D. O'Hare, is a good example of citizens and government working together to combat prostitution. According to O'Hare, the program has netted over 400 cars a month. To save your street, call 313-224-5953.
So people have been going to this building for a very long time facing these kinds of vehicle seizures. In fact, I know there's a Supreme Court case that came out of ultimately this courthouse that we're dealing with in our current case.
That's right. In 1996, the United States Supreme Court decided a case called Bennis versus Michigan. And that case has made possible the kind of systemic forfeiture abuse that we see in Wayne County today. It did so by approving of a Michigan statute that says if you are the innocent third-party owner of property, there is no process for you to establish that you had no connection to the crime that that property is connected to.
So if you lend your car to a friend and the friend gets the car seized, you're out of luck.
That's exactly right. There's no process. And our point in this case is that Bennis has to be overturned.
You know, when people go into a courthouse, they expect that there is going to be some form of justice. This is the Hall of Justice, but it's not lost on me that this is like a monolithic building, because what we've realized that this is not a place where justice happens when it comes to civil forfeiture.
I mean, if you want to contest your forfeiture because you're innocent, the only process that you get inside this building is 2 opportunities to pay the ransom. And if you don't pay the ransom, you're not going to get before a judge anytime soon. You're going to have to pay a lawyer on your own. Constitutional due process requires there to be a process. And in this state, under the Bennis decision, there is no process.
So this isn't IJ's first time challenging civil forfeiture. In fact, we filed cases across the country challenging city, state, and federal civil forfeiture programs. But the Detroit program stands apart because of its systematic nature.
My name is Robert Reeves. I've been here my whole life. Grew up on Dexter and Tuxedo. I do building and construction and home improvement. So I already knew the guy who I was going over there to meet with.
What was the job?
It was clearing out a backyard. There was a lot of debris and stuff back there. And a person couldn't do it by itself, so we needed a machine to do it. I went over there, checked it out. And then when I was leaving, I'm on the freeway and I see a helicopter. It just keep following me. I'm over here, it's right here. I get over here, it's right there. Then I get to my mama's house and it's hovering over her house. So I'm like, this is weird. And I go up to the gas station, there's police everywhere. I go in there, grab a water, I'm about to come out, and they just arrest me.
All right, so this is the gas station where they seized your car. So tell me kind of what happened.
I just had finished the job and pulled up here to get some water. The police came in, said, put your hands up. I'm looking around because I didn't know who they was talking to, but I'm the only person in the gas station. So they ended up detaining me, and was in a police car for a few hours, took me to the station. The next day they ended up letting me go, keeping my car and my money.
The kinds of crimes of proximity that people are losing their property for in Detroit aren't crimes at all. They're just someone having their property too close to a high crime area or to someone whom police suspect of actually committing a crime. That's what happened to our client Robert Reeves. No one thinks he did anything wrong. It's just that he interacted with another man whom police believe may have stolen a piece of construction equipment. No one was arrested, including the man suspected of stealing the equipment. And yet, Robert has been without his vehicle, his more than $2,000 in cash, and his personal belongings for more than 5 months. In Michigan, like under federal law, police and prosecutors get to keep 100% of the property that they forfeit. So if they take somebody's car and sell it, they get to keep the proceeds. And in a day and age of shrinking general taxation revenues, you see counties being pressured to fund law enforcement by taking property from people. That's not only a dangerous profit incentive to over-police, it also erodes the trust between law enforcement and the community.
I'm fighting back because I don't want to have a lot of other people have to go through the same thing I'm going through with their property getting seized and stuff.
I loved my car. I need my car because my job is suffering. My jobs and my way of life is suffering. I can't go to the grocery store. Just is suffering, and I was happy because I want what's mine back, and I don't want anyone else to go through this.
So the Wayne County Court has been turning a blind eye to this program for decades, as we've learned, and so we're at federal court now, and that's where our lawsuit's filed, and sort of explain how the federal judiciary has a role here.
Well, this is the kind of case that federal courts exist to resolve. When state and local authorities are systematically violating people's rights, like they are here in Wayne County, the federal courts need to engage and ensure that all Americans have due process of the law. The statute, in fact, says that innocence is no defense. And shockingly, the US Supreme Court in Binnis versus Michigan signed off on that in 1996. Now, we think that with the change in the court since then, with the development in the precedent since then, it's high time that Binnis is overturned.